I'm Dr. Judy. Dr. Burt and I recently hosted an event in Atlanta, Appetite Correction in the Real World, and we had some technical difficulties. As we said that day and say often, that's what the real world presents sometimes. So we decided to do a series of recaps to address some of the questions that were lost because there was sort of the silent movie version, and we understand it wasn't so gratifying to be on the online audience with the silent movie version. We felt for you guys. So we're going to take one question this morning that came from the audience that was at the Hodgepodge Coffee House, and that question was the 5-hour window. It was actually a very practical question asked to Dr. Burt and I, which is, do we always 100%, I think the word religiously was used, adhere to a 5-hour window? Meaning, is there ever a time in our lives that we have a longer window or a shorter window? And so I'm going to let you start to answer the question.
Thanks. And so the question being, do we stick religiously to a 5-hour window? And to give you a religious answer, I'd say no, the 5-hour window isn't written in stone. And if you've seen my video on YouTube about the bigger diet plan, the DIET, Did I Enrich Today approach to things, it says that the bigger diet, the more important diet, isn't just limited to food. It includes things like social activities, mental activities, physical activities, and all the things that we can do to challenge ourselves, to bring novelty into our world, and to keep our minds fresh. There's a lot that goes into a full diet, and I wouldn't want to compromise those parts as just to stick to a 5-hour window. Now, one thing the 5-hour window does do is that if you keep to it most of the time, like 95% of the time, 99% of the time, it does give you the flexibility to go outside of it with no problem and pop right back in and not have lost your appetite correction. And so what our personal practice is that unless something is compelling us to do otherwise, we keep the 5-hour window consistently. And so day in, day out, that is the routine. But if something comes along where we are interested in doing something that happens to fall outside of the window, that's a social activity, then we will certainly accommodate and flex. And there's two ways that you can accommodate. You can shift your window to the time that the event is, or you can just extend your window to include that and then get back to your regular schedule the next day. And it's only after several days of being outside the window that it becomes a problem of readaptation to get back into this stream of things. So in summary, life comes first. Life is important. Social activities, as long as they're something significant, not just the casual everyday events, you have to find some way to work around those. But for significant events, we flex, and the appetite correction eating schedule like Fast 5 can certainly flex too. And you don't lose your appetite correction just because you drop out and take one skip day to do something significant.
And one of the things that day, on Sunday during the event, that came up was the caveat, which is, if you're going to make the change, make it matter. Meaning, I think in the conversation in the room, one of the discussion points was that if someone is pressuring you to not stick to your window, then that's a totally different equation than if it's a compelling reason that brings joy to your life to make the change. And so I think one of the valuable lessons learned over the years for us has been, know why we make a change, own it, appreciate it, value it, and if it's gonna enhance your life, do it. If it's going to detract from it, that's the time to sort of stand firm and not let cultural pressure push you into something that isn't in your best interest.
And some examples of when we will break from our schedule. If a friend is passing through town and they're only available for lunch, we don't typically eat lunch, but if that's where the opportunity is, we'll certainly take it and not let it go by without making the most of it as a social contact. Holidays, we often flex to accommodate the schedules of the people that we're with,
And traditions.
and yeah, just depends on what it is.
Mhm.
It's not an everyday thing, and it's not even an every month thing. We go for months without going outside of the schedule,
Mhm.
but a few times a year, certainly, it's worthwhile.
Absolutely. So we're going to take about a question a day or a question every couple of days and try to get through them, and also take questions from you online. So if there's a question you'd like for us to address with one of the upcoming live streams, please send it to the Bert Herring MD page, and we'll keep a list and work our way through them. And the other big announcement we made on Sunday that we will recap, I think, each time we do a live stream is recently we launched a program, Appetite Correction for Life. Dr. Bert has put together a program that's an 8-week program. It has fun activities. It has a weekly 1-hour meeting with an appetite correction certified guide who is a person that has been handpicked by Dr. Bert, trained and certified to be an expert in appetite correction, in the appetite correction lifestyle, and also someone who has shown themselves through their real world experience to have adopted and successfully navigated their way to appetite correction, which when you have a guide, you need someone who's been there, who's done that, and who has done it with success. And so if you go to the bertherring.com page and look for Appetite Correction for Life, you can find the program, and we invite you to take a look and see if it's something that would be of value in your life. And I think that's all we have for today.
That's it. And if you respond to this live post with questions, we'll pick those up in the next one and make sure that we answer the questions that you have. And right now, we're not showing any questions here, but we may have some to address at the next one.
Absolutely. So thanks for stopping by, and we'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Have a good day.